All right, what's up, guys? I know that sometimes when it comes to dirt racing, the formats can be very, very tough to understand, especially when it gets to some of these bigger and marquee events, right? Like, even people get confused with the World of Outlaws format, which, in my opinion, is probably the easiest format to understand when it comes to dirt track racing. Whoever qualifies first is going to be on the pole of the heat race. Whoever wins that heat race goes to the dash. However, the dash finishes is how they start the feature. But still, some people do get confused with that. And then, the All-Star Circuit of Champions, their format was confusing. Don't even get me started with the USAC format. That is also very confusing, even for somebody that is as involved in racing as I am. I can understand how people get confused with the USAC format, the old All-Star format. Even the high limit format can be sometimes confusing depending on what happens with the dash cars and things like that. So I wanted to put this video together and talk about the format that we'll be seeing over the next 4 nights, starting tomorrow night at the Huset High Bank Nationals. Basically, there's going to be 2 separate shows, right? So Wednesday night is going to be the prelim night to the Huset's High Bank Hustle, which pays $100,000 to win. And then on Friday, it is a completely new slate. They will do the exact same thing, and then it'll lead up till the Saturday, $250,000 to win Huset's High Bank Nationals. So we've got it all broken down here. The red writing that you're seeing is the prelim nights, and the green writing is the finale nights for each of these 2 separate events, right? So each night, so Wednesday and Friday will be the prelim nights for both of the big events, the 100K to win and the 250K to win. And it's going to be the exact same thing for both of those prelim nights. So it'll start off with qualifying. It'll be 2 flights of qualifying. So if let's just say there's 50 cars that show up, there's going to be 2 groups of cars, 25 in each group. And those 25 will be qualifying against each other, and they will be racing against each other in their heat races, right? So 2 flights of qualifying. And during qualifying, there will be points on the line. And it'll go from 100 points for quick time to 99 points for second, 98 points for third, all the way down. It's going to be just 1 point per position after quick time being 100. So that would mean if there was 25 cars in each flight, the 25th place guy would get 75 points for his qualifying effort. Meanwhile, the quick time guy gets 100. Then going into the heat races, depending on the car count, there could be a different amount of heat races. So if there's between 32 and 48 cars, there will be 4 heat races. But if there is 49 cars or more, there will be 6 heat races. Now, the reason they're doing this, we do know of a couple guys, well, at least one guy for sure that will not be doing the second half of the week, and that is Kyle Larson. So they are expecting to lose at least 1 car. Who knows, if somebody gets into a big wreck or something on those first 2 nights, they could lose some guys. But we do know for the first 2 nights, there will be well over 50 cars. They already put out the entry list and things like that. And so for 49 plus cars, there will be 6 heat races each night. And so then that would mean on Wednesday, there will be 6 heat races. In those heat races, the quickest qualifier will be inverted to the 6th position. And then it'll be a full 6-car invert, right? So meaning that the 7th place guy in qualifying will be on the pole of the first heat race. Meanwhile, the quick time guy will be in 6th, and then it'll be inverted from there. And actually, I just screwed that up. That is not right. The 7th place guy would not be on the pole. The 7th place guy would be on the inside of the 3rd row, right? So I'm not going to try and do it off the top of my head, right? But the 3rd row of the heat race would be the quick time guy, then the 7th place guy, because if there's 6 heat races, that's how it's going to work. And then it's going to go all the way snake up through. And the guy that was relatively slow there in qualifying will be on the pole of the heat race. So that in the heat races, you're going to be wanting to try and pass cars. There will be a passing point format. And so in the heat races, there will once again be 100 points on the line for the heat race win. But this time, the points are much different as it goes down. So 2nd place will get 97 points. 3rd place will get 94 points. And then 4th will get 89 and 5th, 84, all the way down. So from 1st to 2nd, it's 3 points. From 2nd to 3rd, 3 points. And then every position after that will be 5 points different. So you definitely, if you're one of those guys that's in that 3rd row, want to pass at least probably 2 or 3 cars there and get yourself some good points going into the feature event. So after the qualifying points and the heat race points are all tallied up, they'll look and see whoever is 41st on back in points overall will go to the C main. The top 2 finishers from that C main will then go to the B main. Then we get to the B main. The guys that were 21st through 40th in points, they will go to the B main. Meanwhile, the top 4 out of that will then go to the feature. So then in the feature, it's going to be the top 20 drivers in points overall from qualifying and the heat races that are locked into the feature, and they are lined straight up off of that And then the top 10 in points are going to be in the first 5 rows, obviously. The top 4 drivers overall in points after qualifying in the heat races, they will go to a redraw of some sort. So basically, they'll just pull a pill or something, and that will line them up first, second, third, or fourth in the feature. Meanwhile, everybody else is lined up straight off of their point standings after the heat races and qualifying. So basically, on the prelim nights, it'll be 1st through 20th in points. The first 4 guys will have that redraw, and then 21st through 24th will be the B main transfers. And then in the feature, there's also points on the line there. So the winner of the feature gets 250 points, second 247, third 244. It goes 3 points down per position after that, all the way down to the 24th position. And the Wednesday and Friday, the prelim nights, pay $20,000 to win. And then those prelim nights set you up for the next day, which is where the big money is on the line. So now we'll go into the green writing. On the finale nights, the Huset Hustle and the High Bank Nationals on what will be Thursday and Saturday, there will be no qualifying involved. The drivers will just hot lap. And then in the heat races are lined up based straight up off the points that you earned from the feature, the heats, and the qualifying on your prelim night. They'll be lined up straight up off of that. And then in the heats, the winner will go to the King of the Hill Dash. The second place car will go to the feature, and the third place car will go to the feature. Meanwhile, 4th through 6th will go to the B, and 7th on back will go to the C main. The C main will transfer the top 4 to the B, and the B main will transfer the top 6 to the back of the feature. So as we mentioned on the prelim night, there is no dash. Technically, there is no dash on the finale nights as well. It's called a King of the Hill showdown or King of the Hill. I don't even know what the exact wording is, but it's a King of the Hill. Basically, the 6 heat race winners that we just talked about over here will go out onto the racetrack, 2 cars at a time, basically a qualifying session, as those 2 cars will do 2 laps around the track, and they will try to run the fastest lap time between the 2 of them. So the 6th place guy, he will try and go off against the 5th place guy, the 5th and 6th heat race winners, and whoever runs the fastest lap will go against the 4th place guy. Whoever runs the fastest lap out of those 2 go to the 3rd place, all the way through until it's all said and done, and that will line up the first 3 rows of the feature event for the finale nights. So, and then you move over to the feature event. The first 6 guys in the lineup are who we just talked about, the King of the Hill. Then behind them, it'll be the 2nd place finishers from the 6 heat races. And then behind them will be the 3rd place finishers from the 6 heat races. And then after that, it'll be the B main transfers, the 6 guys at the tail end of the field. And they will race for, on Thursday, a $100,000 feature, and on Saturday, $250,000. So a lot of numbers involved. I hope this cleared things up for you if you were confused about how this worked. If I made it even more confusing, I am very, very sorry about that. You go on the worldofoutlaws.com website or HusetSpeedway.com, and they have this all in writing and all that kind of stuff for you to read. But I thought maybe writing it on the whiteboard, even with my terrible handwriting, could potentially help you guys maybe understand it if you were a little bit confused. And so the drivers, every time they're on the track, they cannot be messing around. They've got to be going fast in qualifying. They got to be passing cars in the heat race, and they got to be passing cars in the features on those prelim nights to set themselves up for a good spot on the finales. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We got more stuff coming out this week. We'll have the recap from tomorrow's race, and we'll also be doing a little preview for the Skagit Dirt Cup. So we talk about the Dirt Cup here on the channel as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit subscribe, hit like, and comment down below. What do you think about the format? Let me know. I want to hear your thoughts, and we'll talk to you again here soon.